Name of the game this week, new song verse, 70s and 80s.
Now getting rid of a yeast infection is a lot easier. Introducing disposable cardboard applicators, only from Monistat 7. One more reason why Monistat is more than just a cure.
Bob Campbell has a bad cold, but he can't take anything that'll make him drowsy. Luckily, there's new Tylenol cold gel caps. The only cold medicine in a gel cap that won't make you drowsy. New Tylenol cold gel caps.
Overwhelming evidence indicates that the cure for the disease of illiteracy is the restoration of intensive systematic phonics in every classroom in America.
Learn to read with Hooked on Phonics, the musical reading program. Then, read to learn with SRA reading comprehension used by over 60 million people.
Hooked on Phonics works for me.
Call 1-800-ABCDEFG.
Tonight, Dorothy's back, but why is Sophia hiding out in a rest home?
This is ridiculous. You can't stay here.
Look at that tush.
B. Arthur joins the Golden Palace Girls. Then,
Mrs. McGillis could be the mayor.
could be the upset of the year. But how does a rugged Marine fit in?
Finish blowing up these balloons.
Major Dad right after the Golden Palace.
Friday, ha, ha, ha.
Join us again for the bold and the beautiful.
Bo loves CBS shows. Oh. Bo would love to have his own CBS show. Perhaps Major Bo. Or Northern Bo.
Yes!
Or Evening Bo. Bo just has one condition.
Okay.
Bo would like to star in 2 shows at one time.
This is CBS on TV2.
Are you flying blind? Rich Fisher opens your eyes tonight on Eyewitness News at 6.
When I told my wife I was selling 10 pieces of KFC chicken for $5.99, she said I was loony. When I told my brother I was selling 10 big pieces of delicious chicken for $5.99, he said I was bonkers. But when I told the people of Lake Edna that I was selling 10 pieces of chicken for $5.99, they said I was a genius.
10 pieces of new and improved extra tasty crispy, just $5.99. A great deal in Lake Edna or your neck of the woods.
Eleanor just ordered vertical blinds from the House of Blinds. How long will she rock before they're installed? With House of Blinds' free shop-at-home service, installation in your home is guaranteed in just 5 days or they're free. Now, how long would she rock before getting blinds from anyone else? Nobody's got that much time.
Call 1-800 for blinds, for window treatment of all kinds. Only at the House of Blinds, we're a shade above the rest.
Police brutality is nothing new in Detroit, and years ago, Detroit police actually shot one of their own. TV2 investigator Vince Wade will have the story on TV2 First News today at 4.
You're pregnant? You're pregnant? But I thought that was impossible. I thought you were on the pill.
Yeah, well, I thought it was an impossibility, too, so you can imagine how I felt when Dr. Samuels told me that I was pregnant.
Well, when did you find this out?
About a week and a half ago.
And you waited until now to tell me?
I had my reasons.
Oh, hold on here. You said you went to Chicago to see a doctor. Are you trying to tell me there's something wrong?
Well, Kirk, I thought that maybe there would be something wrong. A chance of birth defects because I was on the pill. So Dr. Samuels sent me to Chicago to see Dr. Porter, and he did a test there. Chorionic villus sampling. It's a test that they do for women early on in pregnancy to detect any problems, but I didn't want to tell you I was pregnant.
But the doctor said everything was fine, right? That you and the baby are going to be
No, don't
healthy.
call it a baby, because it wasn't a baby.
What do you mean, wasn't?
Last night I was at Chicago General. I had an abortion, Kirk.
I'm really sorry to be the one to tell you. I had hoped Tom would be here, so
Mr. Bailey, you said you had bad news for us. It's Hal, isn't it? Something's happened to him.
Why don't we just let Joe finish what he came here to tell us?
Well, it happened just as my men moved in earlier tonight. Anthony Harper had somehow found out that Hal was not Harold Gleason, but an undercover agent. We got there too late to save him.
What's wrong, Holden? What is it?
That blonde woman over there at the table.
Yes?
That's the same woman that I saw earlier today at the hospital. The one that I told you I remembered from somewhere.
Your table is ready, sir.
Hey, there's Holden.
As the world turns. This portion brought to you today by Crest, the dentist's choice for fighting cavities. Crest with Floristat.
You know what bugs me? The mess toothpaste tubes and pumps can make. The pumps get all clogged, and the tubes make an even bigger mess. But this I love. The Crest Neat Squeeze. Not only is it filled with Crest, the dentist's choice for fighting tartar and cavities, which in itself is pretty remarkable, it also does something completely awesome. It lets you squeeze out what you want and what you don't want.
Gets pulled back in so there's less mess. The Crest Neat Squeeze. What an incredibly neat idea.
It's here, Ultra Downy. It's ultra concentrated for ultra softness.
Wow, all that softness in a little bottle.
A little does a lot. This softens as many loads as this big bottle.
And just a tiny capful of Ultra Downy has an extra softener for the extra softness you can see and downy freshness.
Now you can get the best softness from a little bottle. So why mess with big ones?
So much softness, so little Ultra Downy.
Good things do come in small packages.
When what you eat and drink upsets your stomach, you want a medicine that works directly on your stomach. Pepto-Bismol. As it coats, Pepto delivers powerful medicine right where you hurt. Pepto-Bismol.
When your sinuses are closing in on you, what you need is a sinus spray like Sinex. Only Sinex adds Vicks vapors to its decongestant, so at last you can feel your sinuses open up. For sinus, think Sinex.
Holden, I can't tell you how glad I am to see you. I mean, Jane and I have been so worried about you, and... Oh, well, forgive me. I was told that you wouldn't know me. Well, I'm Ambrose Bingham, and I've known Lily since she was a little girl, and I've known you since the very first day the two of you met.
I'm sorry, Mr. Bingham, but you're right. I don't remember you.
Don't stay put, ladies. We don't want to overwhelm the poor guy.
I was at your wedding last year, Jane.
Holden. Darling, why don't you go back to the table and let me have a moment alone with my son-in-law.
Of course. And please forgive me for getting a little bit carried away.
It's all right.
Well, we spoke to each other on the phone within the hour, and here we are. How do you do?
Hello.
You're Holden's doctor,
yes,
right? We spoke on the phone, too.
Yes, we did.
Lucinda Walsh. Nice to meet you.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to stare at you. But didn't I see you earlier at the hospital here, Memorial?
I don't think so. You came to my office to see Lily, but you missed me.
Yeah, but that was later on. I'm sure that it was you that I saw, but then when I turned around, you were gone. Where do I know you from?
Maybe you remember me somehow. Maybe there's some memory inside there after all.
Wait a minute. I know why you remember her.
You do? Why?
So Dr. Porter rushed the test results through as quickly as he could so I could find out. Kirk, you need to know this had nothing to do with me being on the pill or our genes. There was a chromosome that was partially deleted.
What's deleted mean?
Dr. Porter said there was a great chance of birth defects, of severe brain damage and possible physical deformity. That this child probably wouldn't have a normal life and possibly have to be institutionalized.
You went through this whole thing without me, by yourself.
Well, I didn't mind that part so much. It was after I got the test results and I knew what I had to do. That's when I called you immediately. At Roos, I left you a message. Then when I got back into my hospital room, that was the number I left you.
I called you the minute I got those messages, Ellie.
By then I had already had the abortion, Kirk.
All right. Let me try and get this straight. This is, it's a little difficult. You went to Chicago, you talked to this doctor, and he said our child would have or might have brain damage and physical deformity.
He said that the chances were very high, but you can't think of it as a child.
Maybe luck would have been with us, Ellie. Maybe you could have delivered a perfectly healthy baby, the baby you know I've wanted for so long.
No, you're not being realistic. The chances were practically nil, and that's why I made the decision when I made the decision, Kirk.
Yeah, you made the decision. What about me? Your husband. I should have been able to make the decision with you.
Joe, I know that your men have a lot of questions for the Harpers and everyone involved with them. But are there any details?
Well, one of my men was assigned with the police to search Julius Harper's basement office and vault at the same time the Harper family was being rounded up at a family celebration at a local restaurant. Hal was supposed to be in the office alone at that time. We would have faked an arrest, seized the files. Something went terribly wrong. When the police broke in, Anthony had a gun at Hal's head. And before they could stop him, he fired. After they arrested Harper, they rushed Hal to the hospital, but it was too late.
Oh, God.
Anthony admitted that he knew that Hal had been working as an undercover agent. He said that he had, discovered that Hal had rifled the vault.
For Fred.
I'm sorry.
Just go on. It doesn't matter.
Well, there's really not much more to tell. It was bad timing on our part. Just a matter of a few seconds.
What about his family? I'm still very close to them. There's not even any way to reach them by phone.
I think I have to explain something, Barbara. There could be no death announcement and formal service for Hal.
Why not?
Well, for your protection, for the safety of your daughter, for the safety of Hal's family and Alva, Hal Munson must remain among the missing. Harold Gleason will be laid quietly to rest in Chicago.
But his family...
Look, I'm sorry, but as I told you, it's for their own protection and yours. The Harpers will do anything for revenge.
They didn't even know who he really was.
Believe me, they have people working on that right now, people on the outside. And they'll do everything they can to find out Hal's true identity.
All right.
That's why we have to go this way.
Fine. We'll do that. But, Joe, you give me your word. Every single one of those Harpers will be put behind bars for what they've done.
With the information we have, thanks to Hal, they will. Well, tell Tom I'll get in touch with him soon. He may be able to help me out on a couple of areas.
Yeah, he'll be home tomorrow. I'll tell him.
My kids left a dirty shirt and socks in a fish cooler. The smell of mildew nearly knocked me down. Phew, awful. My sister wouldn't let me throw them away.
Atwt with bleach has the power to knock out odor. Take a dirty, smelly sock. Gets only this white with some detergents, but with Atwt with bleach, it's gleaming white. And the odor's gone.
They look new again. Patricia Dudley.
If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide.
Oh, Betty. Betty Crocker Supreme Dessert Bars in 4 great flavors.
Your chocolate peanut butter drives me nuts. Your caramel turns me inside out. You sweet talker.
Dessert Bars.
Betty Crocker.
You'd never think that kids' tools could be so realistic. But with the Fisher-Price Action Workshop, well, sawing is believing.
To really clean between your teeth, you could steam clean them. Or you could get the new Reach Between toothbrush. As you can see, it has a clever new ripple design that reaches between teeth for a vigorous clean. So now, every time you clean your teeth, you can also clean between them with the new Reach Between toothbrush. For all the very hard-to-reach places.
Long ago, they loved with great passion and fury, and now he's back.
You look short and...
This time with a flying man, sweet Marilyn off her feet, Northern Exposure tonight.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't look exactly like it did when you were living here, huh?
Oh, it looks just fine, just fine. This painting's new.
Yeah, well, I figured once you and Duncan found your new digs, you'd want a lot of the stuff back, so I started picking up a few things here and there. What do you think?
I think it's great.
Yeah, the guy at Oakdale Galleries told me it's by a young black artist who's going to be really big someday, so I'm kind of looking at it as an investment.
Ah.
Oh, and don't worry about the painting I took down. I've got it wrapped in all that bubble stuff back in the bedroom closet.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah. And just between you and me, I think Oakdale Galleries is going to start advertising in the Argus.
You the man.
No, you the man. So what can I get you?
Oh, nothing. I just left Margot's. We had dinner. I just came by for a little brother-sister chat.
Uh-huh. I can handle that, but not without a beer. Be back in a minute.
Well, it's obvious, Miss Griffin, you have exquisite taste.
Thank you. When I first started working at the law firm in Chicago, I used to spend all of my free time in the museum. I didn't know a great deal about art, but I took some art appreciation courses. Eventually, I acquired some of my own paintings. But it began to make me feel a little guilty.
About what?
Well, the money that I spent on those paintings could pay my family's rent for months.
But you told me that during that time, they weren't willing to accept anything from you.
Well, every check I sent, they sent back with a little note saying they didn't need my help. But I still felt guilty. I don't know. I know a lot of people may not consider art to be a necessity like food, but to me, it nurtures me in ways that are just as important. And it makes me happy in a way that I never even imagined. So, I had to accept that my family may never share with me the things that I love. And I don't think they'll ever quite understand me.
Well, you have created a much better situation there recently. I mean, your father's moved back in.
Yeah. But, when I tell them that I'm in love with you and I'm going to marry you and I'm going to have children with you, I don't know if they'll ever accept that.
I I don't think we should anticipate the worst. I think that our love is strong enough to overcome any obstacle.
Sorry I took so long, but I heated up a little milk for you and that baby.
Milk? Why, Lamar, you are becoming downright domestic.
Yeah, disgusting, isn't it?
It's awful.
So, when's your husband and my boss coming home?
He called from the airport in Montega. He, Susan, and Larry should be coming back tonight.
I didn't think he'd be gone this long.
Actually, I didn't think he'd be back so soon. At least not until Tonio Reyes was found and arrested. But after working with the police, he's convinced that Tonio is gone and thousands of miles away by now.
I'm sorry that I hung up on you before. I thought I heard a noise outside the window and I went to check it out.
Did you find anything?
No, it must have been the wind.
I was hesitant to call back. I was afraid I might wake Inez and the baby.
Oh, no, I put them in the bedroom for tonight. I wanted to get back to work. I've been neglecting my painting terribly.
Mom and Dad tell me that your latest work is your best yet.
Well, thanks. I'm pretty pleased with it. Maybe when Darryl gets out of the hospital, the two of you can bring Carrie down and see for yourselves.
Well, that's a really nice idea, Sabrina, but I don't really know how things are going to turn out for Darryl and me.
But I thought that Duncan said that all your suspicions about Darryl were created by Gavin Kruger.
That's true. Gavin did everything in his power to make Darryl look guilty in my eyes, but even so, I've learned through therapy that my doubts started a long time ago. I don't know. After everything that's happened, I just don't know if it's possible to rebuild what we've lost.
Oh, Franny, I'm sure you can, and you will. At least I hope so.
Well, we'll see.
I was just sitting here before you rang, thinking about the horrible mistake I made with Tonio. I should have had more suspicions than I did. Especially when everyone warned me against him. But I guess I had to learn the hard way.
Too good to be true. You're gonna feel all right in all the right places. Just wait till we get our hands on you. Hanes Her Way.
Hanes Her Way sweats, styled to give you the colors, the cuts, the room to be you.
Whoa, just wait till we get our hands on you.
Playing with cars is something some kids never outgrow. Frank couldn't wait to get Bobby an RC car. You know, the ones with the controllers? I said, isn't he a little young?
Oh, it's from play school.
It is different than other RCs. It's really solid. There's just one big button to push. And Bobby loves it. He drives that RC outside. He drives it inside. Drives the dog crazy. Gotta hand it to play school, though. They know how to make my guys happy.
A short while ago, Carol Walters was troubled with arthritis pain. But she promised Pete they'd go for their run. So she took a Motrin IB. The same medicine as in the Motrin doctors have prescribed for years, but in non-prescription strength. And just one Motrin IB works as well as 2 regular aspirin. So now Carol's ready.
Let's go, Pete.
Pete's been ready for a while. Motrin IB, the relief of Motrin in non-prescription strength.
Eleni and Frank had one more chance.
How could you sleep with him after you slept with me?
Oh, Frank, I'm so sorry.
Is it my baby, or is it Alan Michaels?
It has to be Alan Michaels.
Is this the end of the dream? Quick, turn on the light.
I am going to look after you from now on.
Guiding Light, weekdays on CBS.
This is CBS on TV2.
You're right. I did see Mrs. Walsh in those wedding pictures. But I am still convinced that she was the woman that I saw earlier today at the hospital.
Or maybe she looks like someone else. I mean, why would she lie?
I don't know.
Well, don't torture yourself over it. We came here to have a good time. And you promised to go over there and say hello.
More people I don't remember. Will you go with me?
Sure, if it'll make it easier.
I don't know what I'm gonna do when you leave me. I don't know how I'm gonna handle these things.
Well, I'm here tonight, so come on.
Wonderful, Holden. Holden, this is Jane, who used to be my secretary at Walsh Enterprises. She's married to Ambrose Bingham now. And this is my newest secretary, who's Jane's cousin. Her name is Thelma Daly. And this is Holden's therapist, Dr. McKay.
Oh, I'm pleased to meet you, Dr. McKay.
Pleased to meet you, too.
Holden, I know you don't remember me, but I'm glad you're back in Oakdale where people love you and care about you. I've known you since you first came to work for Mrs. Walsh. I was at your wedding last year.
Yeah, I remember you in the wedding pictures.
I don't know you as well as my cousin Jane does, but I did meet you last spring at Worldwide and then again today when you came to visit Lily. I don't know if you remember.
No, I do. But you look a little different tonight.
Oh, well, that's because I'm wearing my party duds.
Well, it was very nice meeting you all again.
Likewise.
Good night.
Good night.
Good.
It's difficult to know what to say.
Well, you handled that well.
You know, every time I see people that I don't know, I can see by their eyes that they want me to remember them, and I can't.
So don't put so much pressure on yourself. As Dr. Sussman said, it's only going to get in the way of your progress. You're doing just fine. Are you still puzzled about Mrs. Walsh?
I don't know why, but for some reason I get the feeling that I saw her in New York City.
Ellie, we just celebrated our first anniversary. Now, what's marriage about if it isn't about sharing the big decisions? Yet you go out, have an abortion, don't even tell me that you're pregnant.
I tried.
No, tried doesn't count.
I told you in your office when you got that phone call from Ruth when she said you wanted
don't lay
to go
this
to
guilt trip
Denver.
about me putting business first. Not this time, because I distinctly remember hanging up the phone and then before I went to Denver, asking you point blank what you had to tell me about Chicago, and you lied to me.
I told you that I might have to go to Chicago and that I wanted you to go with me.
That's a half-truth at best. The point is, I asked you, you didn't say a thing.
That's because your mind was already in Denver.
Don't tell me where my mind was.
You know, Kirk, sometimes I know you better than you know yourself. Maybe I did not want to tell you.
Yeah, well, now we're getting somewhere.
I didn't want to tell you because I know how much you want to have a kid. And I did not want you to get your
didn't tell
hopes
me
up.
because you thought you'd never have to. Ellie, I know you don't want to get pregnant.
No, it's that I am not ready to be a mother. If everything would have been okay, I would have gone through with it, and you know that. Kirk, I tried calling you the second that I found out that there was
That's right, and I called you barely an hour later.
And by then it was too late.
What, you couldn't have waited an hour? You couldn't have put it off a couple of days? If I'd known you were going to abort our child, I would have flown out
Don't
there
call it a child! It was not a child yet! That's why I had to act as quickly as I did, Kirk.
You think an hour or a day would have made any difference? The point is, I would have been there.
Would you have forbidden me to have this abortion? Kirk? If you're telling me that this wasn't my decision...
I'm not telling you it wasn't your decision. I'm telling you that as your husband, I had a right to be included in it. And then you give me this cock and bull story about staying at your girlfriend's in Chicago. You couldn't even tell me the truth after the fact.
I couldn't tell you over the phone.
Well, what about at the pond? We were there all by ourselves.
No, we weren't alone. Rutch and Hudge and Rosanna came showing up. We're never alone at the pond.
Cop out, Ellie, and you know it.
Do you blame me? Look at your reaction, babe. Do you blame me for not rushing over and telling you this? You're often in some kind of denial, in some kind of fantasy land, as if you thought that we could have a normal, healthy, strong baby.
There was a chance.
Kirk, if I had not had this abortion, if I could have carried to term, we would have had a child that had serious birth defects. A child that needed constant care, possibly municipal institution. Do you know? Do you know who would be responsible for that care? Me. Me, because you can't even bother to spend time with your own children that you already have.
That's a cheap shot.
It's true.
I can't listen to this. I'll be back when I can calm down.
Little Susan Lawrence has gone back to sleep. You better get some sleep, too, before the next feeding.
Oh, I can sleep out here now if you want to go to bed. It's very late.
No, I want to keep working. Go back to bed. Don't worry about me. I'm not sleepy, really.
Okay. Good night.
Sabrina.
What do you want? I'm not alone, Tonio.
I know. You have a young girl and a baby in the next room. It would be a shame to wake them, so let's speak very quietly.
Please, get out.
Not without you.
I would never go anywhere with you. Don't you know that?
Then why are you here in my country waiting for me?
I'm not waiting for you. I thought you were dead. I'm here trying to repair the worst mistake of my life, which was getting involved with you.
I know you still care about me,
Oh.
which is why you're coming with me.
No, I'm not.
I'm afraid you don't have a choice.
I couldn't get this tune out of my head till I heard these flowers, then a heartbeat, and the sound of mushrooms sprouting. It was raining cats and dogs in harmony. Then airplanes hit the high notes. Even the stars came out to play. Hey, I think I just wrote a song.
Mario Paint. Draw and make music. Only on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System.
If I even look at a sink full of dishes, my hands go crazy. But now there's new Palmolive Sensitive Skin for dishes. It's free of dyes and the harshest irritants. It's even dermatologist tested. New Palmolive Sensitive Skin. It's dishwashing made less irritating.
So, still with the 4 juice glasses. Honey, not everyone's tried Sunsweet prune juice yet. What's wrong with people? I don't know. But I'll continue my crusade until everyone who drinks these juices has tried delicious Sunsweet prune juice. Help me out here, people. Great.
It's not spooky like Halloween, and unlike Thanksgiving, it's not a national holiday, but it falls right in between. An event so big it lasts 2 days. It's the Hallmark Christmas Open House, a great chance to find special offers on holiday gift wrap and Christmas cards. And whereas Halloween has its jack-o'-lantern and Thanksgiving its turkey, well, we have our Snowberry Bear for just $8.95. So mark your calendar, because on November 14th and 15th, there's no place like Hallmark.
We'll continue with part 2 of As the World Turns in just a moment.
Tonight at 8, it's Evening Shade. Hearts Afire at 8:30. Murphy Brown at 9. Love and War at 9:30. And Northern Exposure at 10. Here on WJBK TV2. This is CBS on TV2.
Many people don't like flying those small commuter airlines, but ironically, you may be flying them without even knowing it. TV2's Rich Fisher opens your eyes in his special report, Flying Blind, tonight at 6.
Noticing more woman power in politics. Romulus Mayor Beverly McAnally joins Jerry on Up First.
We'll also have weather and traffic every 15 minutes.
Plus all the local and national headlines at 7 o'clock on WJBK TV2 Eyewitness Morning.
But I think we ought to stick to growing potatoes and leave looking for the seal up to you. Just keep an eye peeled. It's on every bag. And remember, if it's not from Idaho, it's just a spud.
The man of her dreams took her for every penny she had. Do you know your husband, or did you marry the wrong man? Next on View.
Monday at 5 on WJBK TV2.
And now part 2 of As the World Turns.
Now, Darryl was doing astonishingly well considering the fall he took. He also told me that just before he died, Jessup confessed to being the one who had killed Carolyn.
And Gavin was behind the whole thing.
Yeah, Darryl told me.
Did he also tell you what took place in the attic that night?
Well, he said that Jessup lured you there with the promise that he had Carolyn's journal and that he arranged for Darryl to be there with the intention of killing you both, making it look like a murder and then a suicide.
Did he also tell you that he begged me not to believe Jessup? But I did?
No, he didn't. Oh, Franny, you cannot blame yourself. It's been such an awful time with so many secrets. How could you know? I had dinner with Daddy tonight, and he confessed that the affair with Candace was still going on. He had no idea how much Darryl had paid to keep it quiet in order to protect the family and our business.
If I had just believed Darryl when he first told me.
Franny, there's something else that Darryl wanted me to share with you.
What?
Well, he really bared his soul to me at the hospital. I'm mostly telling me things that you already know. But Darryl was being blackmailed himself. That's why he made so many trips to Chicago.
Over his gambling, right?
No, he'd already paid all that off. Darryl was trying desperately to keep a photograph of Carolyn from becoming public.
What sort of photograph?
Well, you know that Carolyn was married previously to Philippe Van Doren. It was a so-called open marriage. I have not seen the photograph, but Darryl tells me it was a very compromising photo of Carolyn with Philippe. And Gavin Kruger.
Oh, God. I don't believe it.
No, I didn't want to either. But Darryl's seen it, and he feels that Gavin gave it to the Harpers to use to try to get money out of Darryl because Gavin was so deeply in debt to them. Darryl says that he finally got a hold of the negative just today.
Oh, God. Here, I'll just leave this tea here for you.
I'm sorry. I just can't quite get a hold of myself.
You know, I'm going to call Mrs. Myers and see if she can stay with Jennifer tonight. I want you to stay here.
No. I want to get home to my daughter. While you were out of the room before, I told Jess that Darryl has just agreed to sign away his parental rights to her.
Good, I'm glad. Hal always promised he would never take Adam from Tom and me. And I always believed him, but we never got it in writing. Look, if Mrs. Myers can't stay with Jennifer, then we'll go over there and we'll get her and we'll bring her back here. I want you to stay here.
No, Margot. I want to go home. I need to be home.
Okay, well, I'll just call Lisa and see if she can come over and stay with you then, all right?
Mommy.
Adam, honey, what are you doing up? I thought that you and Ricky were sound asleep.
I had a big dream.
You did, huh?
When's my daddy gonna be home?
Sears Portrait Studio's best offer ever will have the angels smiling this Christmas. Get our $12.95 package, plus 40 portraits, free. 5 greeting cards, free. And our new Christmas background, free. Hurry in for Sears' best offer ever, and you'll see why angels won't be the only ones smiling.
Who took the missing pet? The clues are right here in the Clue Junior game. Who, where, and which pet was nabbed?
Georgie Green has a kitty in the Wick store.
Case closed. The Clue Junior game.
Follow busy women and you'll see them looking for the Visa tag because clothes made of Visa are so easy to care for. Visa of Dacron releases stains. If you're a busy person, look for Visa, America's freedom fabric.
What's so great about the Ocean Spray Cranberry? Perhaps we could put it this way.
Bow, 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 think about, think about, think about, sweet, tart.
Ocean Spray Cran drinks. It's amazing what a little cran can do.
Now Ocean Spray can save you $5 on Hook, the hit video. Details at stores.
You know, maybe we should think about shagging. I don't want to keep you up too late, darling.
No, I told you I feel fine. I had a long nap this afternoon. But if you feel like you want to leave, you know, we're
No, I just want to do whatever is right for you. You watch over this man. Don't you let Kirk push him around and make him...
No, I tell you, he's been most...
Look, speak of the devil.
Excuse me, I'm sorry to interrupt. I'd just like to say hello to Holden. I'm Kirk Anderson.
Hello, I'm Marcia McKay.
Hi.
You're married to my sister Ellie, right?
Yes, I am.
I'm sorry. I don't remember you.
That's okay, I understand.
You work with Connor Walsh, right?
That's right. Yeah, she said she saw you.
Yeah, at the hospital earlier. Listen, we were just about ready to leave, but if you care to join us, we'll stay.
No. I need a little time by myself. I'm going to grab a table over here, but I hope to see more of you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Good night. Good night.
Good night.
Holden.
Good to see you, Holden.
I think maybe I'll have a cognac. Anyone want to join me?
Me? No, thank you.
Well, are you sure you don't want to go home, Lucinda? I had the impression that you were kind of anxious to leave.
No. If you're happy, I'm happy. I just want to spend time with my dearest, oldest friend in the world.
So, how's the house hunting? What are you looking for now that you've told the board at River House what they can do with their penthouse?
Well, I actually haven't had much time to look. But I'm hoping to find something very big, with a big backyard for the kids.
Kids? As in plural?
Yes, kids as in plural. Lamar, Duncan and I planned this baby. I mean, it's not like it was a surprise or an accident.
I know.
But?
But I would never say this in front of Duncan. But aren't you just a little nervous? I mean, aren't you just the slightest bit worried about that baby you're carrying?
No, I'm not. We can handle this. And besides, we've got plenty of support from people that we can count on, including my big brother.
You got that right.
I'm so glad you're here. You know, the best wedding present that Duncan gave me was arranging that position for you at the Argus. I hope it's working out for you, too.
Sure beats bellhopping. So, what is it with this dude Reyes, anyway? Why is it Duncan's problem?
There has been this vendetta between Tonio and Duncan for a long time. You've heard Duncan mention his first wife, Shannon.
Yeah, she was killed, right?
Right. Well, Duncan is convinced that Tonio was involved with the woman who killed her. And that Tonio had something to do with what happened to Blake.
What, you mean getting him, attacked and left up in Canada for dead?
Yeah, Blake was up there trying to get the goods on Tonio's illegal involvement, so he was working with a man named Terrell. Eventually, Duncan found out that Tonio was involved with Terrell and with James Stenbeck.
How'd he do that?
By blowing up a safe in Scotland with Gavin Kruger, of all people.
Didn't know they allow that kind of stuff in Scotland.
They don't.
Yeah, well, I'm beginning to see a new side to this brother-in-law of mine.
Yeah, well, it's not a side that it thrills me, you know. Duncan has had this tendency to take the law into his own hands. But I have to admit, I love that he's so protective of the people he cares about.
Let's just hope he's as protective of you.
I can take care of myself. But he is.
Rico! Rico! Where the hell are you?
Well, it appears we're alone.
Now, for sinus sufferers, the makers of full prescription strength Atwt introduce new Atwt Sinus, daytime, nighttime. The only sinus relief system that makes it simple to treat sinus pain right, day and night. The daytime formula breaks up sinus congestion so you can breathe without making you drowsy. The nighttime formula is maximum strength, so you can rest.
Your sinus is better?
Oh, yeah.
New Atwt Sinus, daytime, nighttime. Treat sinus pain right, day and night.
One of America's favorites is about to become America's favorite soup. Introducing Campbell's Golden Corn Soup.
Now you're cooking. That's cooking. Cooking.
Great corn cooking is easy when you start with a delicious new soup. Campbell's new Golden Corn Soup.
Still no snow, huh? I bet I can make it snow. Have you had hot cocoa?
No.
Well, no wonder. Come on.
Wow, look!
Something magic always happens with Carnation Hot Cocoa.
I can't believe this incredible sense of lightness. I feel so light that I could float away. Could it be Stefan? Or new I can't believe it's not butter light. After all, it does have 1/3 fewer calories than butter, no cholesterol, and of course, great taste. It must be new I can't believe it's not butter light. I don't know anyone named Stefan.
Taste the light fantastic. New I can't believe it's not butter light.
Hal. I love you. I always will.
She's very beautiful.
Please, one last time.
Well, Adam finally dropped off, and Ricky never even stirred, and Casey's sleeping like an angel. How are you doing, Barbara? The minute Hal started taking chances to get Franny the proof that Gerald was involved with the Harpers, I knew this could happen. I begged him not to. But you know that that's the kind of cop Hal was. He was going to get the truth no matter what it cost.
Why? Why? He was doing enough helping Joe Bailey and Jason get what they needed on the Harpers. Why did he have to put himself in more jeopardy for Franny?
You know what? Barbara, you're in no condition to deal with this right now.
you gotta get some rest. You gotta get some sleep, and you've got to take care of that little baby, because after all, that's Hal's legacy. I need to go home. I need to go home.
All right, I'll just
Make sure that Lisa can be there for you.
Yeah, I'll wash my face and I'll call her. I'm glad I was here with you when I found out. I know you loved him too.
Like to talk about it?
Is that obvious?
Well, yes. The people who care about you, like Jane and myself.
Ah, well, Ambrose, I don't know. It's really nothing, just a personal thing between me and Ellie, but if you don't mind, if you'd not mention this to Lucinda, I'd appreciate it.
No, of course not. Look, Jane and I've always thought what a great relationship you two had. Now, whatever the trouble is, I know you can work it out.
Thanks, Ambrose.
Well, did you find out what's making the Walsh CEO so blue?
No, I don't think any of it concerns you, Lucinda.
Learn from him, Thelma. The soul of discretion.
You know, I think Ambrose and I better call it a night soon.
Okay, you take care of your wonderful husband. I will take care of the check, and off we go.
And we'll take you home.
No, it's not necessary. I called Fenwick. He's going to come by with the car and collect me.
Oh, you shouldn't have. After all, you drove here with us.
I'm not going directly home.
Rico, I told you to wait for me here. Now, why didn't you? Once you have flown us to safety, you can spend all the time you want with your wife. No. No, do not pick up Candido and the others. We need to keep the weight down. I appreciate their loyalty. You can go back for them later, and you can bring your wife. Now do as I say.
You wouldn't send the helicopter back for them any more than you did for my father and Susan. You're not even loyal to the people who help you.
I have every intention of sending the helicopter back, just as I would have for your father and for Susan, but Duncan found them first.
You're a liar. I know you broke those water jugs before you deserted them. You left them there to die after they saved your life.
Broke what water jugs? This is news to me. Sabrina, perhaps it would have been better if your father had not come back. He seems to have poisoned your mind against me.
Don't you understand? I don't want anything to do with you. I can't believe you've been deluding yourself all this time.
Deluding myself? Sabrina, I remember the mousy little girl from England who blossomed in my arms, who became a woman.
Oh, save it. You give yourself too much credit.
Oh, I don't think so. Sabrina, I haven't been with a woman for nearly 2 years. All I've done is dream about having you in my arms again.
You're sick. Stay away from me.
Sabrina, I love you.
You heard it, Riz. Back off.
We are Flintstones kids.
Flintstones have the vitamins and minerals kids need, plus the great Flintstones taste and fun shapes they love.
Now that's what I call complete. 10 billion strong and growing.
All families catch colds, even doctors' families. For Mrs. O'Connor's cold, her husband recommends Dimetap. Now there's something new. Dimetap liquid gels. Concentrated medicine that works fast. Doctors trust Dimetap for their families. Shouldn't you trust it for yours?
Presto has a great idea.
Shoot some slices, shoot some shred, shoot some salad, salad shooter.
Presto has a great big idea. Professional salad shooter slicer shredder. Big capacity, holds a lot, shoots a lot. Powerful, fast, a variety of cutting blades. So you can point and slice thick, slice thin, shred right into the bowl, even ripple cut. Chop, grate right where you want. Clean up easy, dishwasher safe, store anywhere.
Salad shooter.
Original salad shooter and professional salad shooter from Presto.
The game's Times to Remember.
U.S. hockey team wins gold. I know. I was in college, 1980 to 83.
They're playing Times to Remember, the game where you choose different sized time windows to guess what happened when.
Right, 1980.
Times to Remember.
Disco, when did it hit?
76.
77. Not that I was into it or anything.
Times to Remember.
Miniskirts first gained popularity.
67, my math teacher, Miss Caputo.
You flunked math.
Yeah, it was great.
Play Times to Remember.
Ellie?
See, there's Mrs. Walsh.
And there's Mr. and Mrs. Bingham.
I'm sure that's why you recognized Lily's adopted mother when you saw her today. See, and there she is again. See, we saw these pictures earlier today.
No, I just remembered. No, it wasn't here. This wasn't where I first saw her. It was in New York City.
Evelyn, I really wish you'd stay. There's plenty of room with Mom and Dad and Chris away.
Oh, thanks. But I really need to talk to Daddy some more tonight at the Lakeview.
All right.
Actually, Daryl was going to call Carl and Frida, tell them I was going to stay at your house, but I could not face that, Franny.
Don't blame you, Evelyn. I don't think I'm ever going to be able to go back there.
I don't think either one of you should. I think you should start afresh someplace new, with no memories of Carolyn's death or anything you've been through since.
Do you really think that's possible?
I hope it is. Franny, if there is anything I can do, I mean anything, please let me know. I'm going to be here for another day or two at least.
Well, actually, Evelyn, there is one thing. Like I said before, I don't know what's going to happen between me and Daryl, but there's one innocent party that I love very much. Carrie. She's Daryl's daughter. His and Carolyn's. If something happens and Daryl and I don't get back together, then I think Carrie should be with her father. You're her godmother. If I could just know that you would be there too, then it would make me feel a lot better.
Of course you can. You don't even have to ask.
Thank you, Evelyn. That means a lot.
I'll let myself out.
Good night.
Good night.
Franny? Evelyn, let me in.
Barbara, look, I know we have to talk sometime, but I'm really not up to it
I
tonight.
don't give a damn what you're up to. A couple of hours ago, I found out that Hal has been murdered.
Oh, my God. No. No, it can't be.
Well, it's true. And I'm holding you responsible. He put his life on the line for you, little sister, and now he's dead. Tonio, please don't leave Duncan here to die.
I think this is a fitting end for Duncan McKechnie. No more meddling in my affairs.
But he's married. His wife is expecting a baby.
We don't have time for this.
Please just let me ring someone before we go, and then I promise I won't
You
try
can
to get
radio
away.
from the helicopter.
You're lying to me again.
Pick up the bag.
Please, I'm begging you.
Now!
Introduce
Introducing a different air freshener. New Glade Nature's Collection.
Give me fresh, give me clean, give me Nature's Collection.
Glade's collection of nature's freshest fragrances. In a spray and a carpet deodorizer. It's different, never heavy, always light, to freshen any room.
So fresh, so light. Give me fruit, give me green, give me Nature's Collection.
New Glade Nature's Collection from S.C. Johnson Wax.
Nature's Collection, yeah.
I just got Michael a Fisher-Price tape recorder.
He's not too young for that?
No, it's really easy to use.
Is it sturdy, though?
Sure, it's Fisher-Price. And besides, Michael's very careful with his toys.
The tape recorder from Fisher-Price. In about 10 minutes, you can either begin making fresh brewed iced tea, or you can begin drinking it. The iced teapot by Mr. Coffee. What'll he think of next?
Starting now, there are two kinds of clean, whisk and without, cause there's a whole new kind of detergent, new Whisk Power Plus. Whisk without. Now there's a clean you're proud of, whisk, and a clean without. On greasy stains like this, ordinary detergents barely budge the grease. Even detergents with bleach can't really move it. Only Whisk Power Plus has a unique organic cleaning system. Watch. When it comes to clean, now you're either whisk or without.
Tonight, Murphy's narrowed it down.
Robert Kennedy Brown. Adlai Stevenson Brown. Lavender Brown.
Murphy names the baby. Then,
Hi, sweetie.
this is the ugly reality of over-dating. The cure?
I think you should go to Chippendale's and stuff a lot of cash down Zorro's pants.
Love and More after Murphy Brown tonight.
All those who love great comedy say aye.
The miniseries of a lifetime continues. From his family to the women he loved. From the mafia to the White House. Sinatra concludes Tuesday at 9.
Mayhem's on the menu at Thorne's house when Macy and Karen start slinging more than mud. See who ends up with egg on her face. Tomorrow on The Bold and the Beautiful. But first, you better quit. Turn on the light.
Hear the story of a radio reporter who found out that her drug-addicted husband had cleaned her out. More with Donahue today at 5. Up next, Frank packs his bags. Guiding Light is next here on WJBK TV2.
This is CBS.